walking by, you guys can.
We got somebody right here. She's on the fence. She's on the fence. She's gonna hear both. She's gonna hear both arguments here.
Are you defending the globe?
Of course I am. She's got to hear both sides, right?
So
okay. So look at that moon, right? Just check out that thing right there.
Okay.
Now that is
one earbud.
Clearly 288,000 miles away.
Mark, Patricia, right? Jibby, Felix. What's your name? Maggie. I got Maggie here. Go ahead. Can you put that in your ear? I trust you. I'm clean. Shower.
Oh, I have a.
Okay. Can you hear Maggie? Say, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, Mac. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Well, don't everybody jump in at once.
What
just because she's pretty, you're all of a sudden you're gonna be intimidated? Come on.
You know you're like a star in the flat earth right now. You don't even know it.
All right, Maggie, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And it was like when I saw you, I was like,
do you have any idea what all this is about? What's happening around you and across the street in the theater?
It's like ridiculous. So you guys shut it up.
All I know is there's a bunch of flat earthers here.
Got it.
I have just one question, Maggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you pay taxes?
No.
Like, do you work? No.
I work.
You work.
Well, you don't pay taxes.
You don't pay taxes.
No.
How am I supposed to get my money? You got to pay some taxes.
NASA needs his
on,
money.
That's what I need.
Yeah, real money.
How you? Yeah.
That's real
How are you
money.
getting away without paying taxes, Maggie?
Getting paid under the table.
Under the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Actually,
Would you consider
He's a flat earther.
giving NASA some money
no kidding,
from
man.
your under the table?
If you want to have a back and forth, you ask the panel, and ask Beavis and Butler to step away for a minute.
Because listen, we only get $53 million a day, and if there are people working, I think we need a little cut on that. Okay? I mean, we'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. Okay?
You're free to tell him.
let's. All right.
Sorry.
I want Maggie to explain where she thinks she lives.
All right, good enough. Good start.
I don't know if they can hear me or not.
Where I think I live?
Yeah, well, what you were taught where you live. You were taught you lived on a spinning ball, right?
Yeah.
From what age?
Like 6.
6 years old, 5, 6 years old, right? First day at kindergarten, man. You live on this ball, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what holds the ball to, what holds all the water on the ball?
Gravity.
You are batting 1,000.
You know what
You
the
are
earth is made out of, Max? Right?
You are batting
Do I
1,000.
know what?
You know what the Earth is made out of?
Yeah, rock and magma and all that good stuff.
How do you know that? How do you know that it's made out of that? Magma.
Because years of science.
She don't need any help.
I know.
She don't need any help.
Did you study? Did you study how far we've dug down into the Earth?
Yeah. Actually,
You did.
I think so.
How far do you think we've gone down?
1,000 miles.
1,000 miles an hour. 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
Not a day.
1,000 miles an hour.
No. How far down do you think we've dug into the Earth?
My smokes are in there.
What's the deepest hole? The deepest hole. How far?
How far down?
How far digging? Have we got all the way? Have we got all the way to China?
It's 3,915 miles.
Then how do you know? How do we know what it's made out of? We've only been 8 miles down.
All right.
Right.
So.
Yep.
How would
far
we
down
know?
do you think we've drilled? Us human beings.
Science.
Science, baby.
20 miles?
That's a good guess. Good guess. Tell her, panel. Tell her.
It's 8 miles, Maggie. It's
9
8 miles. We've only dug 8 miles down.
9 miles.
That's
8 miles.
Out of
Deepest hole we've
3,959.
ever dug.
So we got another 3,950 to go.
Okay.
Do you know how deep? You know how thick the Earth is?
No.
Sorry, NASA.
Okay. Now, how do you know that it's made out of magma
They say in Europe.
if you don't even know how
You
far
want a
down it
lighter?
is?
Just kind of dry
How do
smoke.
we know that it's made out of
Dry
magma?
smoking?
I can answer that.
Volcanoes.
Boom! Volcanoes. Volcanoes. Uh huh.
Volcano.
Got volcano.
Uh huh.
Well, did you also know that melted magma and iron and nickel, they don't have any magnetic properties, nor do they have any gravitational properties? Did you know that?
No. Is that
Then
true,
how would, yeah, that's true. How would you know that magma would be able to force everything into a ball?
Wouldn't it be gravity?
Boom. Boom.
The
Gravity.
diffuse.
Do you know that gravity is only based on the fact that we live on a ball already? It's a presumed thing that we live on a ball. That's why gravity exists. Did you know that?
Well, what about astronauts who took photos of the Earth?
Yeah. Pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures. We love them. Our pictures.
Oh, pictures.
What I would,
Oh, yeah.
Maggie, what I would do is I would go back and look at those pictures, okay, and then ask yourself again: are these real pictures? Because they're clearly not real pictures.
Okay, can I jump in for 1 sec? They're photoshopped because they have to be. Okay?
That's right.
Because they have to be.
That's right.
You have no idea.
It's very clear.
He's telling me that there's not normally a cloud above the United States the size
Very clear.
My lab coat. So I'm gonna give her this card here, Mark.
I get
Mark. Oh, you got two. Oh,
Yeah.
there. Okay.
All right.
Hey Maggie, have you ever heard of the P900?
I don't have a lighter.
It was, but it's
Do
gone.
you have a lighter?
It's gone now. No, I don't. Sorry. He does.
What was the question?
Got a lighter right there.
Do you know what a P900 is? It's a P900. It's a camera. Have you ever heard of it before?
camera that's like a telescope.
You ever heard of it? It's a camera that has a super far zoom.
Okay.
Super far zoom. Brings stuff back. Yeah.
So have you ever been like out on the ocean or anything like that, where you kind of looked out? And do you remember when they tell you in school how if a sailboat goes over the curve or supposed curve, that's what's happening? That's why the boat disappears.
Yeah.
I've
Okay,
heard of the P900. Yeah.
Well, now they have these cameras that have been able to see
Like NASA.
way farther than we
camera.
should.
That's what it is. We should just name it the NASA camera.
Really?
300 miles, I believe, for
Binoculars
being able
or telescope. Prove it to yourself. Just find that boat, watch it go away, and zoom in on it as it goes, and then pull back on it. You know, when you're focusing, then you can see beyond. What you see is a horizon.
It's pretty amazing how the P900 can
Further.
pull the light photons around the curve back into the camera.
Photons are
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I'm seriously, like, you got something that obviously goes over the hump, but then that camera can like go out and kind of grab it and pull it back over the hump, right?
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
Of course, right back over the hump.
It's
Do you
amazing.
clean the photons off of your
No
windscreen
flatness.
of your car?
It's a hump. Humpy water.
Home
You know
run.
what I've been calling it this week? Humpy water.
Humpy water.
Humpy water.
That's great. That's great.
That's my new
Love it.
thing.
I love it.
Instead of
Maggie,
Fendi
have you ever
water,
seen waterbend?
You're looking for Fendi water.
Wider bend?
Mm-hmm.
No. What's that?
Fendi water.
Yeah, it
Tell
is.
me what Fendi water is.
Have you ever seen Tequila Bend?
Here it's bending somewhere right back.
Pour in the cap.
Oh yeah.
Pour in the fucking cap.
Look at
Give
it. Watch
me
it
a
bend.
cap. I just need
Watch
a-
it bend.
give me a cap.
No. I'm ill.
Oh, shit.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Ah. Tequila is the lifeblood of NASA. Little known fact.
We didn't know that.
Oh.
So
Well, I don't know, guys. It seems like she's staying on the ball to me.
no, I see her wheels are turning in her head. What are you thinking about, Maggie?
I'm thinking about how the world is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know that you're spinning?
Yeah.
You know that you're spinning. How do you know that?
Yeah.
How do you know you're spinning?
Years of scientific.
Well, can I ask a question? If you're in a dance with a mirror ball, would you consider yourself spinning? Or would you consider the lights in the sky spinning?
Ooh.
Because you do the exact same thing. When you're standing on the ground looking at the stars, you don't feel yourself moving, and you feel like the floor is flat. When you're in a dance, the lights in the ceiling are moving, you don't feel like you're moving, and the floor is flat. What's the difference?
Relativity. Relativity.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Maggie.
He was asking her. Asking her.
Is my fist punching my face, or is my face punching my fist? Who knows? I don't know.
That is kind of like the comparison. Like, how do you know? Like, people look up at the lights in the sky and they say, wow, I'm clearly standing on a ball. Well, look at the floor. Now, if you're in a dance with a mirror ball, does that mean the floor is now spherical? Because the lights on the ceiling move in a circle? Why does that mean that the floor has to be a sphere?
Why does he look like he's concentrating more than her?
How about a Big Bang, Maggie? You believe in the Big Bang?
Boom.
Yeah.
You do?
Boom.
Cool.
Boom.
Let me ask you a quick question, Maggie, regarding the Big Bang, because you know that basically means something came from nothing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, you think that a book can pop into existence right in front of you and Mr. NASA Man from out of nowhere? So from out of nowhere, a book, the writing, the ink, the paper, the glue, and the words. Do you think they could pop right in front of you out of nowhere?
We have a magic trick for you.
Years of evolution have led us up to creating books with the materials we have.
Well, the reason why I asked that, Maggie, the reason why I asked that is that have you know what scientists call our DNA?
What?
They have called it the Book of Life.
Yeah.
You know why they call it the Book of Life? They call it that. They call it that because our DNA has coded instructions, just like a book. Okay, and those instructions tell our cells what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, just like a book, right?
Yeah.
So now let me ask you: do you still think that a book cannot pop that into existence right in front of you and out of nowhere? It needs a creator, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how does our DNA not have a creator, right? And so what I'm saying is, if you don't think a book can pop into existence out of nowhere, then how would you think that your DNA now can pop into existence from nowhere just through evolution? It needs a creator, right?
Maybe.
Right. So
Maybe.
So now here we are, and so what one of the biggest points I think that that the ball Earth is it's deception. It's hiding the fact that we have a creator. And sorry that I'm not joking around here, but I find this stuff very serious because I was 46 years old when I finally woke up to the fact that I was lied to. I used to believe in the Big Bang. I used to believe in evolution. And when I found out about flat Earth, I found out that it's in the Bible, and it's there's 200 verses in the Bible, right? So I don't know. Do you believe in God right now or not? Do you believe that there is a creator?
No.
No, you don't. But isn't that strange, though? Isn't that strange that you don't believe there's a creator, right? But you also don't believe a book can pop into existence from nowhere. So anyway, I just thought that might be something to ponder. I believe that flat Earth is really hiding God, and a lot of people that's not too popular with, but yeah, this is Zoom Truth talking. So
True story. True story. Last 4th of July, I got this M80 firecracker. I set it off. Boom! It explodes, and there's a pumpkin pie right there. A pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie just came right out of the explosion. I mean, that's how I know the Big Bang is real.
Wow.
Yeah. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Who else? Where's Mark? Did he disappear?
Who's Mark?
Mark Sargent. He's one of the guys who started up he's an early flat earther. Maggie, there's so much more. How about water? You know that water always is flat, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if water is always flat, right? How do you get water to bend around an earth? How do you get water to stick to a round ball?
Gravity.
Right. There you go. Gravity. All right. So can you know
The big G. The big G.
You ever hear of Neil deGrasse Tyson? He's like a physicist.
Oh, Neil.
We love Neil.
Oh, Neil.
You know, Maggie, you know what he says about gravity? Seriously? When they ask when it comes to what gravity is, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he says, we don't know. We don't know. Yet it is responsible for holding all the water on the earth on a spinning ball. Come on now, Maggie. It's time to wake up, girl. Seriously. This stuff is real. Your NASA guy next to you, he knows the earth is flat. He's just conning you right now. He's just con man. Look at him. Look, he's smiling. He knows it.
I like getting money from the people.
Yeah. See that? He's
so,
tell you what he has to tell you. NASA man needs to get paid. He needs
to
get paid.
Gotta get paid. Gotta get my tequila.
Yep.
Gotta go to my strip club.
Maggie.
Gotta put gas in my cars.
Maggie, you trust your government, Maggie? Do you trust your government?
No.
Oh, thank you. You scared me there for a second. That's right. And your little buddy there, and NASA man there, he's part of the government, right? You still trust him? Yeah.
Wow, who tells your teachers what to teach you when you're in school?
Ooh, right. When did you learn? When did you learn you lived on a ball earth? How old were you when you learned? Or did they tell you, Maggie? Did they tell you? Or did they teach you? They told you, right? And you looked at them like, what? I stick to the bottom of a ball and there's somebody upside down? Planes fly
That's
upside
called
down?
learning.
Hey, guys, can I interrupt for a second here? This is a question for Maggie. I don't know how old you are, but if you follow YouTube to some degree, right?
Yeah.
You heard of a YouTube channel called Shane, Shane? Does that ring a bell to you at all? Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson. Check if you're a fan at all. Check out a video he did about a couple months ago. It's pushing like 20 million hits right now on the flat Earth. You seem like you're that demographic that I don't. Again, you're probably 19, but yeah. So, but you're in that range. So,
And
Mark,
you're
please tell
really
me Shane
pretty,
Dawson.
by the way. You're really pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Please tell me Shane Dawson isn't pro flat Earth. Please tell me that.
I'm sorry to say, the video he made was very much in our favor.
Oh,
him and his brother Jared.
Boy. We got to put him on the list. We got to put him on
the hit list.
No, the re-education list.
Oh, got it. Re-education.
FEMA camp.
FEMA camp.
Well, FEMA. You say FEMA. I say Shima. Some people say.
What would it take, Maggie? What would it take for you? And I'm sorry, I haven't been listening to some of this. I've been in and out. What would it take to sort of sway you in our direction? Would it just take time? Would it take some celebrity? What sort of, would it take a series of videos where you were pinned down to a chair with your eyelids held open?
What if Kylie Jenner came out and said she was into flat Earth? Would that be a good or a bad thing?
I would think that would be like
really funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that she would believe it.
Right, but it wouldn't make you believe it.
No.
Okay,
so you're not swayed by celebrities.
So do I what?
You're not, celebrities don't impress you necessarily. Some. I mean, you're in LA. I mean, so some of them are going to, sure.
So what celebrity, if they came out and said the Earth was flat and they weren't joking, would you say, you know what? I should probably look into it. Like who? Who would be the one you think?
Yeah. Who do we have to get to?
Well, we've just been joined by the world-renowned physicist and astronaut NASA guy, Dr. Narzi.
Hello, doctor.
Good doctor.
Did you think of somebody, Maggie?
Can you think of anybody, Maggie?
Maybe like Bill Nye.
Oh,
Bill Nye.
boy, that's a tough sell.
Billy Boy.
All right, okay, first of all,
Billy Boy. Billy Boy. Billy Boy. Let me be clear. There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to go. We cannot get out.
Maggie, you're under my.
Billy Nye, we cannot get out.
I got Bill.
You're probably gathering from the screams. That's a pretty tall order, Maggie, because Bill is one of the representatives of science.
There's no escaping the pair.
You might as well have.
Hold on to that.
There's no escaping the
You
pair.
don't need that anymore.
All right, I think they've got you. I'm done with my questions.
You don't need that anymore.
Finish her, Mark.
That's
to interview the Globe now?
That's the dream.
That is what you've been dreaming. It's not like that, unfortunately. Would you like to see what it's really like?
It's Matt.
All right, let's go over. Can we walk over here?
Ooh, yeah.
Come on, NASA. Let's walk over here to the flat Earth model.
This should be good.
There's a real model over here. The awareness. Thank you guys for dealing with my cables. I really appreciate it. That is a flat Earth model. And okay. Any questions? Are they talking to you? I don't.
Is this ice?
That's ice, correct.
Instead of the South Pole, this is Antarctica. And the oceans are held in by an ice wall.
Okay.
So instead of the infinity of space, you live in a vast ice plain. And the idea of something being from far away would be across the ice. Extraterrestrial, meaning extra land.
Or extra people. Do you know filming water is always needs to cleaner?
Yeah.
It always does. Otherwise it just flows out, right?
Yeah.
So water's always level. That's all you need to know. Think about it, research it. You got the card.
We just don't see water sitting on the ship.
You talk to the two smartest people in flat Earth tonight in your ears, and they are on this live stream. I'll show you where the live stream is. I'm going to give you a card where this live stream is. But nobody knows where that ball is. Sad. Let me know. All right, so
I'm just keeping them honest.
Keeping them honest.
Keeping them
Google
honest.
Pancho Pete, and you will
You
find
can't have too many people jumping off the ball.
very easy to
Okay.
find. Sometimes
We got to keep them on the ball. You're not thinking of jumping off the ball,
I don't
right?
have a connection.
I'm curious about
I'm not
all of this.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
I was actually trying to do it.
Josh, sadly, we have
Okay.
a world where humans are conditioned into stupidity
Exactly. That's
by
home.
a small group of players that
home.
want live masses YouTube stream going down asses as those that break through the Da Vinci tapes are given more and more of a clearance, but in an invisible way. It's like, well, fine,
I feel you.
innovate and build, but
I feel you.
the rest of the masses, we can't take them with us.
So you're down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Well, a significant number of humanity in relation to what's happening with information and knowledge and technologies is obsolete.
All I'm concerned about is that you stay on this right here. You don't ever question this model. I mean, you can question the government, but you can't question the ball, okay? Because this is reality.
Well, apparently we think it is.
Yeah.
But when like I mentioned to him, when I say image in your mind a basketball in a completely dark environment.
Yeah, yeah.
which you can do immediately. Now you don't
feels
know,
like home.
You don't
Feels
know
like
how.
home. Yeah.
You don't know where the ball is, but yet it exists. But if it's in a completely dark environment, what's lighting it? And all of a sudden it's like, okay, where's the light? And more importantly, what is looking at it?
Giant,
and you get closer and closer to the source.
Fiery ball. Yeah.
Well,
Giant fiery.
You know, somewhere in your
ball.
mind, brain space, which you can't see your brain, and it's fleshy material. So the objects, the holographic projections, you don't know how you're creating, you don't know where they're located, you don't know how you're manipulating just by mere words. When I say villa on Malibu Beach, something's coming to your mind that I can't see, but it's an instant image of something near a beach. Who knows, maybe a place you've actually been, but you immediately, just by sheer words, are creating content, and you don't know how. So it's easy to understand how people can be hypnotized and manipulated to obey and be dumbed down, because those who understand what really is going on before the information is received can disseminate it in such a way
How are we at NASA going to convince everybody to give us $53 million a day if we don't hypnotize them and dumb them down? Of course we have to do that.
Well, at some point,
we can't have conscious, free-thinking people. We can't have that.
Well, eventually, I mean, the idea of the high level of awareness is we're able to rearrange atoms and molecules into the things we need to survive and then some. So when we advance to that level where we're not chasing the construct of a monetary system that was in power, we're now well beyond that. We have a comfort level, and now we are doing things that are more creative. And nobody's starving, nobody's chasing, nobody's killing each other.
That sounds like
this with 20 billion people.
Sounds like the kind of world where the 0.01% don't have all the money. That's not the kind of world I want to live in. Okay? Sounds like the kind of world where people are free.
Can anybody hear me? Check, guys.
Yeah. You guys gonna break your drum here.
Hello.
Is becoming temporary because you now have Bitcoin, you have new exchanges, new trading platforms. So the idea of paper money eventually will be obsolete. So there'll always be some trading medium, but it's going to change significantly from bank, credit, and Federal Reserve and all that.
Not if we can help it.
Give me a second.
Not if we can help it.
Kind of convinced about flat Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
I want you to hear these guys. Patricia and Mark around.
Oh,
okay. Say hi to them.
Patricia and Mark, hello.
You did a good job.
Hi.
Hey, Patricia, how's it going?
How are you?
Good. We're just flat smacking outside the
I
theater.
know.
Showing people the salt and sea experiment and showing them all the lasers and stuff. It's pretty cool. I've been out here for a couple hours now, so.
I just want you guys to know that it's a little bit low on the street. Speaking with, I think her name is Maggie in the gold color. Just maybe her mic needs to be a little louder.
So bad.
Oh, Patricia said her mic's a little low.
Mic's low. Let me check it. Can you? Let's see. We'll get you set here. I got you. Right there. You go. Can you say hi to Patricia?
Hello.
Can you hear
Hi.
Patricia?
Yes, much better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was just asking, what was your name again?
Maggie.
Nathan.
Maggie May, baby.
Maggie. You said your friend is pretty convinced. Did she kind of chat your ear off about it at all, or you just kind of like, okay?
Not really, but he's talked to me about it.
So what do you think? I mean, have you ever thought about it yourself? Have you ever?
Oh, you should see Patricia. Come over here for a second.
Oh, you can see.
I want you to see this wonderful lady. She's amazing.
She's the queen of flat earth.
You were talking to Queen of Flat Earth. So you're the Queen of Flat Earth, Patricia. You really are. I'll bet you. She's probably laughing.
Yeah, Patricia has a.
All right, go back over there.
She has a show on YouTube called Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, where she interviews different flat earthers, different people. She has engineers.
How many interviews have you had now, Patricia?
250 something.
Something, yeah.
She just did like 250.
No,
like since she started.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, for like 3 years.
This is your chance to flat smack, Patricia. Give it everything you got.
Yeah,
Well, I was just wondering if Maggie had, what people that would be influential toward her, because regardless of how old you are, it seems like there are people that everyone respects. And if they came out and said a certain thing about the world, it might make you say, well, I'm not going to totally just believe it, but I am going to look into it. So, but like you said, Bill Nye, the science guy. Anybody else?
Who do you follow on a regular basis on you check their
Social
Twitter
media,
feed, you check
yeah.
their Facebook and stuff. There's no wrong answer.
Maybe like Travis Scott or something.
Who?
Say it.
Travis Scott. I think your mic fell down a little.
Yeah,
bit.
your mic gotta be a little.
Travis Scott.
Is that mic working for her?
Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's a little quiet, but
Okay. Yeah, it keeps kind of like falling down on me. But Travis Scott, is that Travis Scott? Is he like a musician?
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Okay,
Yeah,
Travis
yeah.
Scott. Okay. So you're
All right,
in like
we'll
music
get on
and
Travis Scott then.
entertainment and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We're currently, what are those brothers' names? The Shane Dawson. Do you know who Shane
Yeah,
Dawson
Shane
is?
Dawson. Yeah.
Okay, he did a little. His brother actually came out to our last meetup, and he interviewed a bunch of us because they did a video about conspiracies and flat Earth.
Yeah.
And it kind of blew everybody's minds. So like, oh my God, Shane Dawson. And so his brother filmed a documentary with the last 2 meetups that we did, and he's going to be putting that out pretty soon. But also, when we went out to Salton Sea, Nat Geo was actually there filming a documentary as well, and that documentary is going to be out sometime around October, right?
Okay.
Hopefully.
yeah, October it's gonna be coming. Should be out in a couple weeks.
Travis Scott was born in Houston, and I live in Houston, so that makes the Earth flat, right?
Look at. This is what they say is happening.
Yeah.
That's what we actually saw. I just did that on my my app Procreate. So check this out, guys. Mark, Patricia, can you see this?
Yeah, I can
Can you
see it.
guys-
I can see it.
Okay, so that's the laser from Salton Sea. I have it on a grid, a square grid, so you can see it is perfectly
Oh, nice.
perfectly parallel and flat the entire way from
That is
coast to coast.
awesome.
Totally cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Great, man.
And I did this on this app that I use, my Procreate app, but you can warp a photo. So I was like, oh, look at this is what they say is happening. 32 feet of curvature, laser bending over curvature, but this is what we actually saw. So I'm Sly Sparkane likes to do this thing where he'll take like a picture of the horizon and then pinch it. And I did on my program right here. I can pinch it. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm pinching it and showing that it is 100% absolutely. Well, it's
And-
totally flat.
Outstanding
Completely.
work, man.
Yeah, super
Top
cool.
notch.
CGI.
Totally. What are you guys up
Matt,
to?
Can
you
I
guys
ask
all
you
just
a
hanging
question?
out? Sorry, you.
Me?
Yeah.
This is Demar. Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, I like to deal with like reality and stuff, and you know how they say the Earth is spinning 3 different
Yeah.
directions, right? 3 different speeds, right?
Different speech? Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. And why do they say you can't feel that?
Do you know how to find me?
Because it's relative,
Not on the street. I do.
Yeah.
right?
'cause-
Okay. Now, have you ever felt a earthquake?
Yeah.
Send me the bill.
Okay, now how can you feel the earth moving, but you can't feel the earth moving?
Send me the bill.
Well,
Think about that.
the Earth
And
is so
here's one
big.
more.
What?
Yeah, but you feel an earthquake, but you're feeling the earth move under your feet. Okay, one more.
Okay.
They say gravity, right? And the water's sticking and it's spinning. 3 different speeds, and the water's supposed to be held to it while it's spinning. Now, if you get on a merry-go-round and I push you and you don't hold on, what happens?
If I'm on a merry-go-round
And I push you and you don't hold on, if I push it real fast, you'll fly off, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, in reality, we can't see any water sticking to anything. We can't prove it. There's no way to ever prove it. And there's no way to prove a spin. Think about those two.
Okay.
We've actually proved the
There's
exact
never been
opposite.
proof of either one of those.
We've proved that water doesn't curve, and we've proved that we're not spinning. They tell you that you're spinning 1,024 miles per hour. That breaks down to 5 million feet per hour. 5 million feet per hour. That's a lot. And you would be able to, any logical, sane person would think,
actually,
if you're moving that fast, then there should be some evidence of it. You know what I mean?
Well, at 3 speeds, plus going with
Well,
the
yeah,
sun,
that's just one of the
right.
speeds.
Then the
That's
Milky
just
Way, then the
just
galaxy,
the turning, and then
then
shooting
through the
around
universe.
the sun at 66,000 miles per hour, and then the
Basically,
sun's
we're moving
shooting
light
through the
speed.
galaxy. Yeah, we're moving 1,000,000 times faster than the fastest speeding bullet, with no evidence to prove it to you.
What about like Galileo?
Galileo had I can zoom in further.
It's 2018.
I can zoom in further on my iPhone camera than he could see in his little 8-inch telescope. So
yeah, it's 2018. We have a lot of technology, and we can travel a lot more than they were able to. We can communicate by phone. They couldn't do that. They had to walk or travel or signal by the fire or light or, you know what I mean? Think about yourself in the 1400s or whatever trying to do something. You know, it's going to take you a long time to figure that out. Think about that.
Yeah. That's true.
What about inertia?
Inertia? I'm not really sure about inertia. What is that again?
You guys want to explain too?
Inertia is a physical property where objects in motion will stay in motion.
Remain in motion until acted upon by equal or opposite force. So we're spinning 1,024, shooting 66,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything stops. Nothing goes forever. It all has to stop eventually.
Well, what about the sun? Is that flat too, or?
The Egyptians called the sun the disk of the sun. They actually called it a disk.
Maggie, how far do you think the sun is, Maggie?
How far what?
What was that? You're breaking up, bro. You sound like you're underwater.
How far do you think the sun is?
Do you know how far the sun is? Did they say?
Many thousands of feet away. I don't know for sure.
93 million miles away.
Oh, million miles, yeah.
You really believe that, Maggie? You really think you can see 93 million miles? I mean, come on. Have you ever been on the highway and seen a headlight from a very far distance and it just kind of pop up? You think that you can see for millions of miles?
No.
Then why would you think that you could see a sun that's 93 million miles away when it feels like it's local, when it looks like it's local, when it's the same size as the moon, which is 243,000 miles away? Now, do you really think that the moon being 243,000 miles away and the sun being 93 million miles away looks the same size? What are the sheer odds of that happening?
Impossible.
Astronomical to still
beyond astronomical.
Think that we went to the moon?
Yeah. I think so.
You do?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you
need
think
to
that?
watch Maggie, listen. Will you do me a favor and will you watch a funny thing happened on the way to the moon for me, please?
Okay.
It's about 45 minutes long. Okay?
Okay.
And then tell me if you think you really went to the moon.
Well, what about SpaceX? Aren't we gonna go to Mars?
No, we're not.
Oh, no.
Lord. We're
We
never
can't get out of low Earth
Why-
orbit.
we-
Junkie car that can't even make Michigan winners. Never mind.
They're just telling people that.
Space is
Mars
fiction.
too, I think.
It's fiction.
Space is
We
fiction. It's a
cannot-
complete fairy tale.
We
It's-
cannot make it out
It
of
was
low Earth
created in the early 1900s by Albert Einstein. He replaced everything that we thought we knew and changed it and turned it into a giant vacuum. And nobody's been up there. They're not sending anything to Mars. We've never been to the moon. NASA has a film. NASA has a documentary where one of their own scientists say we can't go beyond the Van Allen belts, which are not even that far away from us, and you have to travel through the Van Allen belts to get to the moon. And then they tell us that we can't go back to the moon because we destroyed the technology and it'd be too painful of a process to rebuild it. When I have 1,000 times the computer power in my freaking iPad that I'm holding in my hands than they did on the moon. But it's too complicated to rebuild it, to go back to the moon. But Elon Musk is going to send some rich Japanese dude to the moon in 2 years. And they've been saying 20 years ago, they said in 10 years we're going to do commercial flights to the moon. 10 years passed, they said 15 more years we're going to do commercial flights in space. And they push it further and further back, and everybody's brain is too tired to remember what they got told 2 hours ago, more or less 15 years ago. So everybody thinks, oh yeah, we're gonna send somebody to the moon in 2 years. It's never gonna happen. And if it does happen, it's gonna be a cheap Hollywood production that flat earthers will pick apart completely, frame by frame, and show that it's completely fake, just like we do.
Hey, is there any way you can show her all the pictures of Earth?
Did you see the shit you had posted online? Yeah.
Show her all the pictures, and then pick out which one you think.
I don't know. Here's a suggestion. Don't overwhelm her.
Yeah, she's probably a little overwhelmed. Where's the picture?
This is on YouTube, right?
Here we go.
Is it on YouTube? Come
so,
on.
So Maggie,
yes, it's
tell
on
me.
YouTube. You can look it up
Which one of these Earths? Which one of these Earths is the real Earth?
Something created that.
It's the real Earth?
Yeah. Do you think these are real pictures of Earth?
Well, I would say that one is.
You say this one right here?
Yeah.
1975?
But they all came from the same source.
This is going to sound like a commercial now. What if I told you that they're all actual pictures of Earth?
They're actually, none of them are actually real
Exactly.
pictures of Earth. This is the photo that NASA gave us in 2012. And look at America is basically the whole top of the planet.
Yeah.
Where this one from 2007, America is like that big. And these are all pictures that they tell us are real. Where the heck is there? I mean, is that even land right there? Where the hell are all the continents? That's a hyper-realistic painting. They didn't have fantastic CGI back then, but you can paint something that looks completely real that you would never be able to know was a painting.
Yeah.
I hate to be the realist here, but if you keep going, Maggie's not going to sleep tonight. You might want to let her.
I know, right? We've occupied you long enough. Are you having fun? You want to hang out?
Well,
Do you have more
I actually
questions?
have to get back
You got to get back?
soon. But if you think like Earth is flat and everything, do you think like would this
It's
be
in
like
her
a,
head.
a simulation? Would that be like crazy?
Very possible. Why not?
There's nothing beyond. I mean,
It's
it
all
could
the
be. Yeah, it could be a simulation. It could
Sure.
be a type of simulation where it's like we're in avatars or something. Who knows? We don't know.
But
Nobody knows.
Maggie, even in a simulation, even a simulation has to have a shape. And almost every simulation that we build now, from anything that we do, we build it flat because it's easier for the developers. So why wouldn't this one be flat?
Snack or somebody that can check.
I don't know.
There you go.
It's all lies, Tony. It's all lies.
Yeah, they've lied about everything There's nothing that they've told us is real.
It's
So you got to
free
go home
now.
and think about that.
I'm sorry, hon.
If they taught it to you in school, it's a lie. So you just go ahead and think about that.
I'll think about it.
All right, thank you, Maggie.
The good thing is, this is the good news, is that we're totally protected. We're right here. Everything's good. We have the capability to live. Everybody has the ability to have land, to have water, to have food. We have the capability to take care of each other if we can understand that we're all got to stay here together. That's kind of what we're all about. We're trying
That's
to.
beautiful, man.
Thank you.
That's really good.
We're trying to get everybody on the same page so we can actually make a change in the real world. So that's why 4% of Americans are now in agreement that the Earth is flat. It's 35 million people. It's a lot of people. So, yeah.
Take care, Maggie.
There you go. Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you,
Maggie.
man. It's nice.
Thank you, Maggie.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, check it out. Research Flat Earth. My name's Nathan, by the way. Nice meeting you. Have a good one.
She